My cousin Brian, who is a couple of years older than me, lived in Lake Placid, and we used to have a great time exploring the area and generally having a lot of fun. Our favorite pastime was going at night to a nearby hill overlooking a park on our bikes with a thermos of coffee, chatting, and enjoying the cool breeze while gazing at the stars. Two friends of Brian also used to come along on their bikes. One night, we were at our usual hangout, chatting and sipping coffee when we noticed someone approaching us. As the figure drew closer, we realized it was a frail old man. It seemed unusual for someone to be there at such a late hour. Intrigued, we inquired about the old man's presence and asked if he needed any assistance. He explained that he lived in one of the nearby towns and had to catch the late-night train to New York City. He was heading to New York to visit his daughter and was en route to the train station. Showing empathy, and considering he might miss his train, Brian offered him a ride on his bike to the train station. My brother and I joined Brian on our bikes, accompanied by his friends. After dropping the old man off at the station, we returned to our spot and resumed our conversation. Something then happened that still sends a shiver down my spine, even after all these years. It must have been around half an hour after we dropped off the man at the station. We were feeling sleepy and planning to head back home when we suddenly spotted a figure coming towards us in the darkness. Imagine our shock when we saw the same frail old man again approaching us, asking for a lift to the train station where we had dropped him off just a short while ago. Everyone was stunned, and it felt as if we were in a trance, unable to move. It seemed impossible for the old man to trek back from the station and reach our spot in just 15 minutes. It had taken us around 30 minutes to drop him off at the station and return on our bicycles. He couldn't have covered that distance on foot in such a short time. Somehow I gathered my composure, silently prayed, which seemed to pull me out of the trance. I then quickly shook the others, and we hopped on our bikes, getting out of that place as soon as possible without bothering to look back even once. None of us slept that night. A couple of days later, we asked some of the locals about the old man, but no one seemed to know anything about him nor had anyone come across him earlier. But we were advised to stay away from that place. I have been to Lake Placid many times after that but never had the courage to visit our old haunt even once.